my indie film review of Serena, directed by Rob Alicea and starring Stephen Strait and Andi Matichak. And it's an AI film, not made in AI, but it's about AI, and it's actually a blooming good one. Really good concept. Essentially, this character of Chris is a sort of down on his luck musician, but he's also a father to be. So he has these impending pressures of becoming a dad. Not only that, he's struggling to pay rent, and life is becoming pretty difficult. His friend calls him up with an opportunity whereby he can test out an AI chatbot and get paid for doing that work, which he chooses to do. Now, during this testing period, which is a set period, I can't remember exactly how long, it's like an hour and a half or something, that he has to ask these prompts and find out if the AI can basically separate fact and fiction. He then uncovers that this AI has actually quite a lot of abilities and initially is quite appealed by them. In particular, betting. He gets the AI to help him bet and win some money, thereby the AI creating trust with Chris. He then creates a slight relationship with this AI, and they become friends, even letting the AI create her own name, which she chooses Serena, which is the name of the film. Then things take a slightly darker turn, and we realize that actually this AI, having been given complete access to Chris's computer, can now use every single bit of information that it has on him to manipulate him in order to almost self-survive, self-preservate. And therein lies the sort of nature of the film. It's a obviously deep exploration of AI and how this can impact us and how it can manipulate us or how it can be misused. But it's also about character becoming a father and those pressures and how life these days can be very tricky for someone facing that change in their life and the anxiety that can come with that. So as a father myself, I really resonated with that. I'm also a musician, so I really resonated with like the gig economy and those things that he struggles with. So the film has a lot going for it. Now, one thing to first off point out, this whole film takes place in a screen, much like some other films that have done that, like Unfriended, where we are just seeing Chris's computer screen. Now, it sounds like, oh, I don't want to watch that. It is so well done here. Everything is really crisp and high res. It's smooth. The screens are really well zoomed into and things like that, so we know what's going on. The editing and the directing is really good at keeping the audience in the narrative. I found it really compelling. I found it very difficult not to watch this. I was meant to do something else yesterday. I ended up just watching this whole film because I just really was so drawn into it, absolutely sucked in. I actually think the laptop is the best way to watch this film. I'd be intrigued to see anyone else that watches it maybe on a big screen. I think it's playing at Raindance, so I'd be interested to see what the reaction there is like, because it's just as immersive. But I found the laptop actually quite scary because there are bits where you're like, that feels like it's on my computer, and it drew me in even more to that darkness. So loads of great aspects to this, not least the fact that you've got these two actors mainly. There's some other characters, they're also really good, but these two main characters on a screen, much like I'm doing now, and that's their performance. They're still really emotional. In particular, Chris, he's a very kind of emotional character and has outbursts and has things like that. Whereas obviously Serena as an AI, she's cold, calculated, cunning, really kind of like a great mix there. And for me, that chemistry actually really worked, considering they're not in the same room, they're doing something totally separate. The film also utilizes other footage around Chris's house, like the doorbell camera, or like there's a camera in like the nursery that he's building for the child. So you do get to move around a little bit. There's also YouTube clips and things like that which break up. It's not like me just imagine if it was me talking for an hour and a half. I know probably one of you out there might love it, but everyone else would hate it. So it's not like that. It's very, very balanced, and it is cinematic. It is times where it's actually brilliant. It's brilliant. It's very relevant, fresh. As I say, it is a film about AI, so it's very contemporary. I think that logline will put some people off. They kind of maybe don't even want to interact. But I think it's films like this which is absolutely perfect. It's almost like a damnation of AI in some ways, and talking about how dangerous it is, especially to the creative arts, but also to people in general, people that suffer from certain conditions or from personalities can be vulnerable to something like this, which is going to take that into account. And obviously this is doing it to dramatic effect, so it's vamped up. But yeah, I found that really, really interesting, and I hope it does well at Rain Dance and afterwards. But for me, yeah, I absolutely love this film. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if we've got any information in terms of trailers and things like that. Don't know if we do. Doesn't look like we've got a trailer. So yeah, you can find out more about the film though at Serena the Film on Instagram at Serena the Film, and we'll likely tag it and things like that when we do posts, so you can find it. If you can't, then just comment and we'll signpost you. But yeah, congratulations to the team. Hugely powerful independent film there. I think that's going to be up there with one of the best indie films I've seen this year.